and you can't buy VIX spot price. You can just trade the
Okay,
options, which are
folks, let me
basically
know if you can
trading the
hear me,
futures.
please.
So you can see here, if we
Let
go to
me know if you can
May,
hear me out there.
find the options that are similarly priced. You can see the at the money
Welcome to the
options
10-year note auction.
for the VIX product or the VIX future they're looking at is about
And
21.
welcome our YouTube friends. We are streaming this room live on YouTube. Thanks for watching. All right, so welcome to the 10-minute trades trade room. Please remember, all trades are for educational purposes. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-minute trades. Up, amber alert, amber alert. All trades are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Trade carefully, please. How's it going, Mark? I took a look at that indicator. It looks interesting. Fred, I have to laugh only because it's like, it's really a sort. So, Fred, the music business has become a very large part of the music business has become a cover band business, if you know what I mean. Like, I go visit my daughter upstate Pennsylvania, and the local venue, when it's open, and it's opening again, every band that's playing is a cover band of a popular band. So, Fred, I have a problem with that. Now, it's a little bit different. Boston, Brad Delp passed away. So it's a little bit different situation. They've actually replaced them. But didn't Tom Schultz die also? The guy who started Boston? I guess my point is, it's not Boston. Yes, it's the best. No, the lead singer from Boston is dead. Brad Delp is the lead singer. He died a long time ago. It's the replacement lead singer. Anyway, Fred, don't get me wrong. I think there's the cover bands are unbelievable, but I have to see them as a cover band. I cannot accept. I don't think they should be allowed to call it Boston. I think they should call it like replacement Boston or Boston cover band. You know what I mean? I don't think it's fair to call it Boston. It's like if the Beatles did a tour now and Ringo and Paul were there, but it can't be the Beatles. It's not the Beatles. You know what I mean? Hey, but Fred, just to go out and see a band after a year and almost a year and a half of this world mess. Although I don't even know what to do, what not to do, what's safe, what isn't safe. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. That's the truth. I'm being careful generally, not doing a lot of inside stuff personally. But that's just me. All right. So 10-year auction. Mark is back. Everything is good. So I had a little bit of concern about the auctions. And my only concern is, Mark, I need like a 3-week vacation. That's the truth. I need a 3-week vacation. I haven't had a vacation in like 5 years. No joke. Hey, Mike, good morning. Right. You need a vacation without the family. That's the truth. I looked at March and we used a 2-tick bracket. I'm worried that our bracket is too small. And I just want to see, but I have not changed it at all on any of the reports. The 30-year is a 3-tick bracket. It is what it is. It is what it is. So the 10-year, we have been sticking with the 2-tick bracket. Deep down, I think it's safer to use a 3. That's what I think, because the markets are volatile. I mean, I don't expect the markets to really calm down right now. They're just not that calm yet. Who knows how long it's going to be? I guess I'd like to see ticks on bonds. That'll give me an idea what's going on in the indicator. In other words, I don't want to get filled before the news comes out on these reports. I'd rather have a dull trade than get filled early. That's definite. Rather have a dull trade than get filled early. There's no question about that. Now, bonds, you know, they have some volatility since 4 in the morning. They made a pretty big move down. The ZB did, that's for sure. It's 621, Chantal. 621. So let's look at last month's trade. Last month was good. That was March 21st. I can always tell when it's not my video, when it's the trade room making the videos, because they don't work properly. They just don't work properly. They're all messed up. When I make a video, it's not because I'm better. It's just because, hold on. When I make a video, it's a different technology and it works better. Let me turn off the video for a second, set up my video, and then we'll get started. So, you know, the way we're trading is we're trying to concentrate on the reports that give us the best chance for a move and a profit. That's the approach I've been taking for the past couple of weeks, and it has been working better. Now, Thursday morning is a big challenge. We have a very big challenge Thursday morning. And you know what? I'm not going to talk about it now. We'll talk about it as the week goes on. All right. So let's take a look at last month's video. 13:01:30 is our entry time. It filled at 13:01:49, fills to the downside, follows through, hits the first target, and then it looks like it's going to reverse. So we take the profit. And then a lot of times it will continue in the same direction. You never know with the bond auctions. You just never know. Either way, we were able to grab some ticks. Not a huge winner. 2 ticks, it looks like to me. Yeah. Got the first target, $62. And then the month before was February. February. And this is our only event today. The week gets a little busier as it goes on. It's a little bit quiet week. So, you know what? That's all right. There's always plenty to do. Testing. So February, it's a pretty slow fill. Pretty slow fill. Now remember, I think on this particular report, we should wait until we hear that the news is out. It's one of those reports that we've gotten out early way too often. So I'm going to try and listen to Financial Juice. So let me see how long I recorded this, if there was a move or not. 60 seconds is our normal cancel, and I'll double check that on this particular report. So it looks like it might have filled you at 10, or was it the fill at 9? Let's see. No, the fill was at 10. So it might have filled you short and went down a tick. And that's all I recorded. So pretty dull. That would have been a cancel that month. And then if we look at January, take a look at January. Entry time is 13:01:30. We were up $387 before the trade. I honestly don't remember what happened in January. It was the second week of January. Nothing wrong with trading that week. Chantal, you want to look at the beige book for me? Or no? No, I tested too much stuff this month. No. So January, it pops up and fills us. Does it follow through? That's the question. Trying to get a tick out of it. Sometimes with bonds, it's not easy. And no, we could not get out of it. Or did it hit that target? Looks like it hit that target. No, that was the fill. I'm sorry. So, nope. It just didn't work. No follow through. And then it worked. It's a very small stop also. So, you know, there's something to be said. You could either just go for good sized trades. So there's a second possible way to trade these reports where you try to ignore or not even trade any of the dull ones, and the only time you want to get filled is when it bursts. So maybe you'll get filled once or twice a month if things go your way, by making the stop bigger and the bracket bigger. You might be able to survive longer and not get in unless there's a good move. So there is something to be said for increasing both the bracket and the stop, and to trade these a little bit more creatively, to try and grab the big moves. We are seeing big moves more often than we used to, and we're not seeing dull moves as often as we used to. So, I mean, that's just something that we're seeing on these reports. So there is something to be said about slightly modifying the strategy to try and maximize a little bit more profit. Let's look at the the DMM. Win, cancel, win, cancel, win, cancel. "60-second cancel now." Okay. And I don't even know what this is, just a mistake. Ignore that. Top line. Bear with me. All right. So normally the way we set this up, it's very straightforward. Click on the strategies. And I do want to thank our YouTube members for watching. If you're not a YouTube member, subscribe to our channel so you'll know when we're going to be here the next time streaming. And click the notification bell, of course, so you know. Bracket of 2. Going to trade 2 contracts for 2 ticks, 1 for 6. My stop is 3. So what I was thinking is, why not make the bracket 3 the stop 4 and just try to go for the bigger moves? I don't think it's unreasonable. It's an unreasonable approach. Try to avoid the dull fills, you know, those 2 tick fills that don't go anywhere. The entry time is 13:01:30. It's a breakout trade. Chantal, are you here? And it is the 10-year note. It's not a bond, okay? It's a note. It's the 10-year note. It's the 30-year bond, the 10-year note. Bracket of 2, 2 positions for 2 ticks, 1 position for 6 ticks, stop of 3, entry time of 13:01:30. Why? Because that's what we've discovered over the years. It's after that time that there's usually a reaction. That's why we do it. We don't do it just because we're randomly choosing a time, you know, off of the leaves of a tree. We're not just making it up. We're picking a time because that's when we studied this event and when we found that this event has a tendency to move. Okay? That's why we do it this way. David, I have no idea what's up with your emails. They're insane. Cancel is 60 seconds. I would prefer to cancel when I'm sure the news is out. Okay? That's my preference. I prefer to cancel before, when I'm sure the news is out. How can I be sure? By listening to Financial Juice in the background, and they'll tell us. Investing.com might show the result on time. They might not. They don't always do it on time. That's the reality that we have to deal with. Right? Everybody understand that? Let's check our sync time. Who's trading? Anybody trading with me? I go to the website time.is to see if I'm in sync. All right. Oh, what's the matter, Mike? What's the problem? Oh, did you send me an email? Hey, Mike, send it to send it there. Okay. I'll get it a little bit quicker. There's been a lot of very big Windows updates, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. There's been so many Windows updates. The machine that I use for our YouTube follow-up, it needs a restart, I can see. And it just got a full restart Friday. There's been so many Windows updates. It's absurd. You know, Mike, you know you can control when you allow those Windows updates to take place. If you go to security and updates in the settings, you can not allow updates except during certain hours. Oh, I understand. A laptop firmware update's a whole different animal. Yeah, you're right. It won't. It should give you the courtesy of an ask. I'm just going to make this a slightly shorter video. So 13:01:30 is our entry time. If you go back to November, that's going back pretty far. November, there's our orders. It's pretty rare to have a bond report on a Monday. I don't think I ever remember one taking place on a Monday. It's unusual. So that was a pretty dull fill in November. Pretty dull. So I was sorry to see that DMX passed away. I liked his music a lot. He was a good rapper. So I have to go to the doctor. I believe I've damaged my ears by using wireless earbuds for too many hours in a row. 50 years old. Did he have 15 kids, Mark? I did not know he had that many kids. I know that he struggled with addiction his whole life. That I do know. I know that people really liked him. Nobody had a bad thing to say about him. I know he struggled. That I know. Very sad. Sad that our society does not. We criminalize drug abuse, which is the worst possible thing you can do for drugs. You can't criminalize drug abuse. Got to help people. When are we going to learn that we need to help each other? Never. But that's what we need to do. Now look, selling cocaine, selling crack, that probably should be criminalized. It does take a lot of work to help. It's much easier to throw people in prison. All right, we got about a couple of minutes to go. Couple of minutes. Sometimes the headlines in the investing programs is really funny. Which is better, Exxon or Chevron? See why I'm not so crazy when I think it's not such a bad idea to have a 3-tick bracket? Fred, how big a bracket do you use? Two. I mean, I don't think it's been violated in a while, but these are not your grandma's markets. So 13:01:30, we'll see how fast the news comes out. It's theoretically a 60-second cancel. Theoretically, a 60-second cancel. But it really kind of tells me the news hasn't come out yet. I mean, that's what we're seeing. It's not out. I still don't think it's out. I think we were filled early with a wrong bracket. Exactly what I thought would happen when your setup is incorrect. If it was my money, I mean, I really just, I'm reaching the point of speechless. It's a dull fill to begin with. I mean, you got filled at 09, right? It only went to 08. So you don't have a money-making trade here anyway. I mean, that's part of the problem. It's a dull report today. Dull report. That's my point. If you use that extra tick in the bracket, we could have prevented the fill, or we would have been filled on the short side and you could have gotten out flat or with one tick. Okay. I believe my theory is correct on how these reports should be traded. That's what I think. There's no reason to get filled on the wrong side of a dull report more often than not. More often than not. Every now and then, yes, it's going to happen. Every now and then it will happen. But in this particular case, I maintain that we could have prevented this from taking place. Look at the video. Watch the video. I don't need to give the money, the market money, even if it isn't mine. Watch the video. I mean, it might have been right as the news came out. We could not tell today 100% when the news came out. Today is 4/12/21. Let's take a look at the setup, at the trade, and the reason it did not work is not rocket science. It didn't work because we got filled without a follow through. And if we had a slightly bigger bracket, we wouldn't have gotten filled and stopped. We would have had a possible opportunity to save ourselves. Now, maybe you could say, look, I could have exited at 0. I could have exited flat, right? Maybe you could say that too. So watch the fill. It was very slow. That does not necessarily mean anything. 60-second cancel, so we were well within our cancellation rules. I hope. Yeah, 40-second fill. And look how it fills you at the top of the bracket. 2 ticks. 3-tick bracket, you're not in the trade. In fact, a 3-tick bracket, and you have a canceled trade, okay? You have a safe trade because you're canceled. I will be trading with 3-tick brackets going forward. Okay? Does everybody understand what happened? YouTube folks, if you want to learn how to do it properly, we know how to do it properly. Doesn't always mean it's going to work. In this particular case, a slight tweak to the setup would have kept us safe, and it should have been done. All right, folks, tomorrow there's a bit more going on. Today's a quiet day. Today's a quiet day.